If you want to stand out from the crowd, charge higher prices, and attract high quality clients for your health and fitness coaching business, you need to find your niche. Without choosing a niche, it will be much harder for you to market yourself and differentiate yourself from everyone else out there. And if you think a niche is just a group of people, then you need to watch this video because it's not. There are 4 components that make up a successful niche, and without all 4, you'll have a really hard time growing your business to 6 or 7 figures. If you're new to the channel, my name is Dr. Matt, and in the last 5 years, I've scaled both low and high ticket coaching companies to 7 figures. And the first thing that I do with every business that I start is pick a niche. This allows me to attract the right people to my brand, which allows me to help more people and ultimately make more money. So let's jump in and cover the first of 4 steps to determining your niche. Okay, so step 1 to choosing your niche is I want you to answer this question. If I was to give you a microphone, right, and you were to step on stage in front of thousands of people, and they were all excited, cheering, yay, I can't wait to hear from you. Like, what would you want to talk about? What would you want to talk about? What would the presentation be about, right? Now, the reason I'm going to start with this before we talk about group of people, problem you solve, all that stuff is that you have to have passion for what you do. You have to be excited by it, right? Because when you pick your niche, we want to pick something that we're going to be excited to talk about, and we're going to be able to talk about for 5 to 10 years. That's really the length of time you're going to need to put into this to really grow this and step into being like the go-to person for this, okay? And your passion is going to drive that. So what would the topic be? Would it be weight loss? Would it be strength training? Would it be putting on muscle? Is it around preventing pain and injury? Is it around anti-aging? Is it more psychological, around anxiety, depression? What is that thing? Okay, and I want you to write this down, right? Write it down. There's probably one that's burning, and if it's not, there might be 2 or 3 topics that are there, but I want you to write those down, okay? Write them down because we're gonna revisit those as we continue. All right, so step 2, after you've got those topics of ideas that you really want to share and you're passionate about, is we then want to identify a specific group of people that you can help. Now, most people do this wrong, and they're looking for niches that have money, right? They're looking for, doctors or nurses or lawyers or busy professionals or entrepreneurs, which is like what everyone uses, and it's so overused. But the problem with that is that you might not have a direct connection to that niche. And if you don't have a direct connection, it's going to be a lot harder for you to market to them. So what I want you to do here is I want you to look at your immediate network of people that you're around, of groups you're a part of, and who do you identify with? Are you a CrossFitter? Are you a runner? Are you a mom? Are you a tech professional? Are you a doctor? You can be a health coach for doctors, right? But what are some current groups you're in that you can identify with? And if you're having a hard time with this, let's say you're not part of any groups, what I want you to do is I want you to look back 3 to 5 years ago and look at yourself. What groups was I a part of, or how would I identify myself during those time periods? Now, the reason that we want to pick something that we're attached to is that when we market our services, we're going to use what we call an origin story. And your origin story is really like your personal transformation, right? Your personal before and after. And it is the strongest marketing material you will ever have, okay? Because more than likely you are your ideal client. You've gone through the transformation, right? You've had the big health change. You've had the big weight loss, the big strength gain. You've had that thing. And your story can help inspire people and also connect with them. So that's why we want to look at demographics we've already been a part of, not people that have money, okay? If you go the money route, you're going to get burnt out and bored. But if you go for a group of people that you feel really strong connection to and you relate to, you're going to have so much more fun, and your marketing message is going to be so much stronger. So for this stage, I want you to write a list, okay? So on that same piece of paper that we just wrote down some topics that really excited us, I want you to write down 2 lists. List 1 are the active communities that you currently identify with, okay? Groups of people, again, this could be CrossFitters, runners, moms, strength athletes, rehab professionals, like just list all the things. Okay. There's no right or wrong here. List them all out. Okay. Then in a separate column, I want you to write down past groups and communities. Again, make a long list. Go back 3 to 5 years, really whenever that time was that you struggled with the thing and you overcame the thing, whatever that was. It could be 10 years ago, but more than likely it's probably within 3 to 5. Okay, so write those 2 groups down, and then we're gonna go into the next step. Okay, so step 3 of identifying your niche is we have to pick a problem that we solve. Okay, business is all about solving problems. You're gonna solve someone's problem, and in return, they're gonna give you money, okay? Without a problem being solved, it's really hard for someone to give you money, right? Money is a representation of value. When you solve problems, you create value. So we trade problem solving for dollars. Now, with the list you just made above, right? You just made that above, and you've got the active communities you're part of, and you've got the past communities you're part of. What you can do here is you can pick 1 to 2 of those groups of people, or you can look for a theme between the groups of what are the common problems that those groups have that you have the experience to solve. And again, with this problem, it is best if it aligns to your origin story, which is your personal transformation. If you had a weight loss journey, then the problem you're gonna solve is more than likely gonna be weight loss. If you gained a lot of strength or you added 50 pounds to your bench press and you're really excited about that, then the problem you could be solving is helping people get stronger and build muscle, right? I really encourage you to find what is the problem that you overcame and write that down. Okay, that's gonna be the best thing you can do. Now, another quick tip I wanna mention here is that the most successful businesses solve very painful problems, okay? They don't solve preventative problems, okay? It's a lot harder to sell something preventatively than it is when you have a really painful problem. Let's take physical pain as an example. If you just had a deadlift session and your back is screaming at you, it hurts really bad. More than likely, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, my back hurts. I just threw it out, or it's locked up. I need to go see someone, right? You don't think, oh man, I'd really love to start working with a personal trainer or a rehab professional preventatively so that I don't get hurt in the future. Parents may do that for their kids. That's a different story. But us as a consumer, when are you more likely to seek help from a professional? It's when the pain gets to a certain level. So I'm gonna encourage you. I know a lot of us wanna be very preventative with our work, which I think is great, but most people are gonna reach out to you when the pain is at a certain level. So we need to solve problems, like active problems that are very painful to start in business. That's how we capture people in and bring them in. And then once they're done working with us and out of pain, whether that's physical or emotional pain, we can then help them on the more preventative side. But if your marketing message is all around preventative, it's gonna be really hard for you to get consistent clients. So for this section, step 3, we're gonna have another column here, and we're gonna write down all the problems that you can help people solve. This can be based off of the groups in step 2. And bonus points again, if this matches your origin story, okay? That's really what we're looking for. Okay, and step 4 to finalizing your niche, right, is going to be determining what is the mechanism that you use to get people the transformation. This will allow you to separate yourself from everyone else out there. Is there a specific protocol that you take people through? Do you put people through detoxes? Do you do paleo? Do you do carnivore? Do you do keto? What is the thing that you do, right? Now, this doesn't have to be a mainstream thing. You don't have to do paleo, carnivore. I'm giving you guys all examples of more nutrition stuff that we all have probably heard before. This could be your own unique process. Bonus points if it is. You want to have something that differentiates yourself from everyone else out there. This may take time to start, and this is why I kind of put this as step 4, because it's the least important out of all the other 3 that we talked about, right? Step 4 is really where you can go that allows you to position yourself as the expert and doing something that no one has tried before. Because if you're going into the coaching space and you help the same people fix the same problem and it's already a pretty crowded space, this is the tiny little small change that's going to really allow prospects to see you as someone very different than the rest of the community. And again, you can just write this on that page on the bottom, and this will be your 4th column, and it'll just be a list of all the different mechanisms or strategies or ways you can help people to get results and just write them all out, okay? Now, at this stage, we should have all 4 things done. We should have all the topics that really excite us, right? We should then have all of the different demographics of people that we either identify as now or have some relation to in the past. We then have a third bucket of all of the different problems that we can solve. Ideally, they're more specific to our personal transformation. And then 4 at the end are all the different mechanisms that we can use to help our clients. Now that you have this list, I can't do it for you. This is where you have to really trust your gut. You've got to trust your gut and just pick something, okay? Just pick something to start. Honestly, some of the best advice given to me was which one seems the easiest, okay? Because whichever one seems the easiest, you'll start getting some quick wins from. You can start to sign clients from. And guess what? In 6 months, if you're like, I really don't want to keep marketing to this niche, no big deal. All you have to do for most of you guys is to go on your Instagram bio and just change a couple words, right? Or if you have a website, you just change some headlines of the website. It's not the end of the world to change your niche, especially when you're getting started. Now, when you're at the stage like me, it's a little bit more complicated because I have funnels, I've got email series, I've got a lot of stuff going. So it's a little bit more of an uplift for me, but we're a 7-figure business. If you're under 6 figures, you can change as many times as you want. Now, I will encourage you to stick with something for at least 6 months before changing anything, okay? So your homework, if you're watching this video, is to write out those categories, all right? Really sit with those categories and start circling winners, right? Circle winners from each category and say, how can I combine these together, okay? Because once you combine these together, you're gonna have more clarity on who it is you help, and that's gonna inform the marketing content that you actually end up creating, which will bring more people to you. Without a very clear niche and ideal client, it's very, very hard to market your coaching services. So spend some time doing this. And whatever it is, commit to doing it like full out. I'm doing this for 6 months, okay? So that's all I've got for today. If you guys are looking to start and scale an online coaching business, I'm gonna have a link below to a free training. It covers the 5 steps to really get started and scale a coaching business to 6 or 7 figures online. Now, selecting a niche is just one of those 5 steps. The other steps are gonna help you once you solidify your niche. Okay, so for more on that, click the link below, watch the training, and get started today. Peace, y'all.